she asked quietly. I was about to smash her.
Hey, yo!
Whoa! Yo! What the f? Where the f does this energy come from? I don't even know her age and you trying to smash. This nigga a male podcaster. How y'all doing? It's your boy JC. And welcome back to the channel. Dap it up. Hopefully you're doing great, man. So, it's been a minute. We're back with more Everlasting Summer. And you guys know the vibes, the drill. We're here to finish this motherfucker. We got 2 more endings left. We have the Cat Girl ending, which I've heard so much about. And then we have the Harem ending, which sounds pretty self-explanatory. For the most part, we've done every single ending, I believe. If I am wrong, let me know. But we've done all of them. I would say my least favorite ending so far is definitely the last ending. I thought Miku's ending was bad, but did not like Ugly's ending whatsoever. And I'm gonna keep the name what it is because it deserves that title. It's ugly. It's disgusting. Luckily, I'm surprised I didn't get a lot of pushback in those comments. Shout out to everyone who watched the previous parts and is watching this series. I did ask the question about love, rock and roll, and all this other stuff. And you guys, anyone who's from this type of community knows that that's somewhat of an infamous game, but at the same time, it's also widely hated. Shout out to Unico. When I asked about it in the Tiny Bunny playthrough, like I saw a lot of people saying they did not with love, rock and roll, or whatever the heck. So I'm probably wind up not gonna do it anyway because, like I said, I really want to do stuff that y'all will enjoy, but at the same time, I have to start considering how I'm gonna grow this channel because at this moment, it is fucking dead. I gotta do something different. So with that being said, I don't know if I'll do any other reiterations or mods or DLCs of Everlasting Summer unless y'all really want it. So, but you guys are the judge of all what I do on the channel anyways. Yeah, I've said everything what I've said. You guys seen my spiel of how I feel about this game and all the endings. My favorite ending so far is probably Lena's or maybe Slavia's. After thinking about it for a while, I don't know. I guess maybe Lena's was just more different of an ending, but it still doesn't mean it's entirely like, oh, the good thing, because I still don't feel like this is like the best game I've ever played, especially from Soviet games, but it's a game and we're trying to finish it. So, but for the most part, I appreciate all the support as usual. Let's just get up in here, bruh. So first up, to get the Cat Girl ending, we gotta go through the prologue, and then it says, yes, I'll come with you. So I'm assuming we're probably talking to the Cat Girl through these excerpts. Okay, so when we're with Slavia, we gotta take the keys, I think. No, actually it says leave the keys. Okay, so this part we gotta say Olga help me wants me to help her in the evening. What's the difference? We don't need to hear that trash ass melody. Keep moving. 1212 hut soldier, whatever the f they be saying it. Okay, then here we gotta help with the giant robot engineering. What's going on in here? It's saying that we haven't seen this before, but we've seen this bullshit. Hi there, cybernetics, neticists. How's it going? I was itching to behave as friendly as I could. Hi, we were waiting for you. How did I know you were going to say that? Nick obviously intended to be called the Oracle. So what do you need? You'll help us complete the robot. No way. That's out of my league. Don't worry, we'll show you around. The more you hate me, the more you will learn. I'm a hard man, but I am fair. Nick joined in cheerfully. There's more to life than fun and games, dudes. There's a topic to discuss. I've got a question, and you seem to have an answer. What's the question? He inquired guardedly. Do you think it is possible to travel in time? Okay, so he's asking them, he's pretty much pressing them about this information that like we've been kind of wondering for a while, like how the f do we get here? Why would you think such a thing? Isn't that not a common conspiracy theory? Nick suddenly became serious. It's not only my idea. I took a book from the library yesterday, The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. You must have read it. So, well, I'm thinking it over. Oh, wanna leap to the future, see how life is there? Not really. I'm more interested in time traveling back in time. Why is that? I don't know. Why not? Well, and what do you think about it? Oh, hell nah, nigga. Hell nah. Generally, relativity theory postulates the existence of wormholes, also known as tunnels in space. But you wouldn't understand at all.
Well, actually,
I bet I won't. Anyway, in any such of supposition, what kind of fucking word? We'll encounter a whole bunch of paradoxes. For example, if you travel to the past and kill yourself, then it would mean you from the present won't be able to exist. Okay, no shit, Sherlock. Well, it seems so. In a nutshell, it's all too unscientific. I see. But what if it would be possible? I mean, do I need some kind of machine, a device, or a program to get to the past? Or it's enough just to fall asleep in the wrong place and wake up in another time and reality? I'm sure that modern science has no answer for your question yet. No shit. Oh, yep. He sounds just like Popular Mechanics magazine. I've seen a couple of issues lying around my shelves too. It appears that coming here was a bad idea. Yeah, we just wasted time. However, if we assume that known laws of physics are incorrect, or alternatively, the laws themselves are correct but we don't know everything about them, then it's definitely possible. Okay, or could it be somebody, for example, a more advanced race than humans that possesses superior knowledge of the nature of things? Okay, they could build a time machine or a travel through time by some other means. So that means that I was thrown into the past by humanity's big brothers? Why you believe in this dork? And an interesting idea, and it seems reasonable if you think about it. And how would one find these, the ones you've been talking about, if you're already in the past? How on earth would we know? Why you give me the boy I'm about to flame your Ugma looking at? I should be flaming you. They both laugh loudly. Well, thanks, guys. I was about to leave. Hey, hang on. And what about a robot? I'm sure that everything will be just fine with it. Bye, losers. The junior cyberneticist's arguments were quite logical, but alas, I wasn't an inch closer to solving the mystery of my arrival in this world. What did you expect him to say? Like, oh yes, we know, Semyon. Welcome to our fold. It's like, I strolled around the camp for some time and then headed to the canteen. Okay, so he ran into the bus. What does this have to do with that? We've seen this, right? Hey, yo! I came to my senses on the ground. My nose hurt like hell. I stood up and tried to understand what's going on. Seems like I bumped into something, but the bus was more than real than to the touch. Tried to reach my hand out through the door, but there was some kind of invisible wall. I was overwhelmed by nearly animalistic fear. Fear of everything. The camp, its inhabitants, and this bus. How the hell did I even get here? And what is this damn Icarus I can't enter? Why is this happening to me? Suddenly, a strong, unbalancing wind blew. I turned around and saw a little piece of paper under the wheel of the bus. Something was written on it. Okay, we've already seen this in Semyon's ending, right? You're here for a reason. Bad handwriting seemed familiar. I certainly have seen it somewhere. It dawned upon me. I took a small charcoal from the ground and scribbled the same sentence on the backside. The handwriting was identical. My head cleared. I have sent my message to myself from the future. That's it, or not, from the past. Damn, I don't understand anything. In any case, that was my handwriting. Certainly was not hard to forge it, but I was sure that I had written that message myself. After turning that piece of paper over in my hands, I decided to try entering the bus one more time, and the visible wall was still there. I circled around the Icarus, tapped at the wheels, peeked inside through the window. Everything looked absolutely normal, but in reality, it wasn't. Hey, yo. Heavy stones just bounced off the glass without visible damage. No effect, not even a scratch. I sat down on the curb and sighed weakly. If you think about it, that piece of paper hinted at something. And it seems that this situation won't do me any harm. Semyon! Who the hell is yelling at me? Seems like the leader is looking for me. Interesting. What will she say about the bus now? Oh yeah, she's not gonna say anything because she doesn't see it. So what do you say about that? I blurted out triumphantly, waved my hand towards the road. Say about what? Okay, yeah, so we already seen this. Oh my god, what we have not seen. Alright, so this part is very important. So let's see. Let's save. We have to eat the apple. Yep. Eat the apple. Its taste seemed normal. I don't think it was the strongest poison could be tasted, but it's too late to think about that. It's time to go for dinner. Okay, so this time we're gonna go alone, like we did in Semyon's ending, I think, when we're going to find Shurk. Okay, I was trembling with fear, and I couldn't even move one step further. I was awoken from my stupor only by the thought that it could be Shurk. Shurk! No answer. Oh, what the f? Around the corner, the shadow disappeared. I saw a blurry human shape. It's a little girl. Ew. Run! Someone was sitting on a stone. Or maybe something. I stopped dead. What are you doing here? I heard a lovely voice. Catching mice. That was not a lovely voice. Sorry, y'all. I ruined the immersion. I opened my mouth, but I couldn't say anything. Did you see any here? No, but I'm sure there are plenty of them. I shone the flashlight at her face. Oh, shit. Okay. Either something was wrong with her head or her biological species, because all her ears and tail doesn't really look like a human. And how many have you caught? Not a single one, she answered seriously. She didn't look hostile. Subconsciously, I felt that I shouldn't be afraid of her, but at the same time, I had absolutely no idea what to ask of her, how to ask her who she is or what she is doing. But on the other hand, normally, if you suddenly met someone in a deserted mine, you'd have a heart attack from shock. And the girl in front of me was definitely not a pioneer from this camp. And you, who are you? You're probably looking for him. For who? That boy. Well, yes. I answered after a small pause. But still, the girl interrupted me. He has been walking around here for a long time. I tried talking to him, but he didn't hear me. I feel like she's a figment of our imagination. Because, like, what's the point of, like, all of the illusions that we've been getting before we, like, inevitably got pushed to Camp Sovyono? Like, I think we were, like, deluded to the fact that she was alive in our dreams earlier in the beginning of the game. And the fact that we have to eat the apple in order for it to take effect. And also, you know, this music only played when the apple was being eaten, right? And so now we're hearing the music again. So I'm using context clues, that's what I'm trying to say, pretty much. I tried talking to him, but he didn't hear me. And where is he now? I don't know. Maybe he is still wandering somewhere. It seems she wasn't interested in this conversation at all. And you, how did you get here? The same way you did, from the surface? Without a flashlight? Why not? She gave me a perplexed look. I completely lost all comprehension. The flashlight flickered. Terrified, I started to bang it with my fist. Okay. When it lit back up, the girl wasn't there. I don't know who or what she is, but it seemed like she could help me find the answers. It's the strangest thing, but I wasn't scared of her. I just felt like that this girl wouldn't do me any harm. But now I must find Shurk. I have a feeling this is not the last time I will meet this girl. I don't know why, but I'm sure of it. Yeah, because you wouldn't meet a random cat girl and then never meet her again, because that would be bad story writing in an L game. Just like the rest of these fucking endings. Why, mate? Why must go through all this bear say, mate? Around one last turn, a door appeared from the darkness. All the answers are here, and that cat-eared girl knows something for sure. Maybe I was too exhausted because of the old camp, mine, and the labyrinth, and my nerves were stretched to breaking. I should have asked her about something, but I still have time. Okay, buddy. You're delusional, buddy. I'm just gonna be honest with you, buddy. Go ahead, turn back. So they don't even have a day. Okay. Really, what's wrong with meeting a strange girl with cat ears in a pioneer camp on the edge of time and space, or possibly even between the worlds? Doesn't seem like a big deal. Although perhaps I just got used to thinking that nothing really existed for me before this week. There was only this camp and this life. And that's why something like a cat girl was just par for the course in this wonderland. She's just another character in this play, neither better nor worse than any other. But somewhere deep in my soul, I knew that wasn't so. All the camp inhabitants seemed normal, sometimes even too normal, with the absolutely nothing remarkable about them. Jeez, you could even say that my life here was simply boring. And now, here we go. A new day! A new day! Okay, so he's getting through his day, he's waking up, he's washing his balls and his dick and his unkept, nappy ass, dangerous, flaky ass hair. Wonderful day, isn't it? I couldn't even be bothered to raise my head. Yeah, I couldn't be any better. I answered, keeping the same pose. Why so sarcastic? Sarcastic? I was surprised and looked up. There was nobody nearby. Bro, you are losing it, dog. Yo, you gotta get it checked out, bro. Whatever it is, you gotta get it checked out. Is it my imagination? No, it's worse. It's the voices. No, I heard of that for sure. Maybe I am losing my mind. That underground mind, Shurek, voices. The cat girl, and more voices. Is there anything here I could be sure about? Nigga, what is you doing? I punched my washstand painfully hard and immediately jumped up, holding my hand and cursing. Damn it! Hey, yo! Suddenly, somebody walked out of the bushes in front of me. Or something. Hi! It was the girl from yesterday. Hi. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to expect from her. She's probably a hell beast and came here to end my life. That is, of course, only if it hasn't ended already. The cat girl stared at me. Hey, yo. It hurts? She looked at my hand. Yes, I answered timidly. Then why? Why what? Why did you punch it? 'Cause I was angry. I was completely unsure how should I talk to her. Perhaps one wrong word, phrase, or gesture could be fatal for me. Angry at who? But the girl wasn't showing any signs of aggression. It seemed that she was just wondering what is happening. At myself. I see. She smiled faintly. Listen, I don't know how should I put it, but I must ask. I kept silent for a moment, gathering myself. Who are you? The girl looked at me blankly. I am me, of course, she said confidently. No doubt about that, but how should I say it? You just don't meet a human with cat ears and a tail every day, you know? The cat girl carefully examined the aforementioned body parts of the body and asked, why? I was totally confused. If in the first few minutes I thought it was necessary to be afraid, to be very careful, now she seems more like a good spirit being than a hostile monster. Because in my world, I was absolutely convinced that I shouldn't hide anything from her. In my world, this only happens in fairy tales. What is a fairy tale? Well, it's a story which cannot happen in reality. So I don't really exist? A girl laughed. The girl laughed. I'm not even sure that I exist. But I could touch you. So you exist. Just thinking about that fact that she will touch me, I felt uncomfortable. That's what... You didn't feel uncomfortable when you had a little girl touch you, but this is where the draws the line? Bro, y'all pray for Semyon. Well, let's say I exist, yes. I stepped back. Goody goody. The girl smiled and waved her tail. There was an awkward silence. All the time I'd spent in this camp, I lived as if in a dream. Sometimes when you sleep, you realize that everything that happens in your brain is just a figment of your imagination, and you need to just wish. I thought for the last 5 days. This thought constantly existed somewhere deep in my soul. However, it seems that everything is happening in reality. At least I couldn't just wake up. I just want to understand. What? The girl was still smiling. How I got here. And how to get out of here. Suddenly, I heard voices by the side road. No, you're hearing voices now, buddy. So I turned around. Slavia and Xenia were slowly approaching the washstands, but the girl had disappeared. Did you see? Did you see it? Like I just needed someone to confirm the existence of this creature. Then I could convince myself that I'm not going crazy. What an irony, to go mad while in the land of Oz. Though just arriving here is already a ticket to the loony bin. And even if I wake up right now, I still wouldn't be sure that it was all a dream. See what? The girls looked at me blankly. Anyone beside me? I could hardly speak. So, an illusion, huh? I'm so actually... You should get your head... Alright. Slavia smiled apologetically and hurried after her. You should get your ass kicked in. Dweeb? So it's all that simple. I just wanted one thing now. For someone in this nightmare to believe that I'm still sane. This whole camp and its pioneers did not seem as real as yesterday. In the inn, less than a week ago, I lived completely normal life of an ordinary man of his time. And now, maybe everything that happened made me think that all is going the way it should. That's normal. Just to exist here. Alright, bro, let's leave, bro. For the first time, I looked at the local pioneers from a slightly different angle. Indeed, why is everything so correct? As if someone created this pioneer camp by carefully compiling material from the internet without bothering to visit such a place himself. It was just like an old Soviet movie. The strict camp leader, the exemplary pioneers, even ugly, and even Elisa, all within the normal range. So where does that strange girl come from? She seemed like a smear of paint that just happened to be on the picture due to the shaky hands of a sloppy restorer. Nick suddenly sat beside me. Hey there, he smirked. Hey, what are you thinking about? Yes, there was absolutely nothing wrong with speaking openly to anyone. Not anymore. Did you happen to see anyone strange here? Strange? Well, not quite human. I don't really understand. Nick laughed. A girl with cat ears and a tail, I said shortly. A girl with ears and a tail? He began to think. How do you know about her? Wait, you know about it? Well, let's assume I saw her. This conversation was starting to get interesting. Let's assume, or you actually did. Is it really so important? Nick stared at me seriously. There's a legend here about a... Oh, okay. I was really getting hoped. I was getting my hopes up. There's a legend here about a cat girl. She steals food, small bits and pieces of stuff, and avoids people. Really? A legend? So what does this girl look like? I never saw her myself. They say that she has a tail and ears, as you described. What else? Oh, this legend is old, and I don't know much about it. And who do you think knows more? Ask Olga. She's been in the camp many times, even before she became camp leader. Alright, thanks. That's the most lore we ever gotten from freaking Olga. And that's saying something. I stood up and went to the camp leader. I bet she decided to take a nap after lunch. Perhaps Olga was the only element that was somewhat out of place in the picture of an ideal camp. She certainly was not a role model camp leader. I opened the door and confidently entered the cabin. And indeed, she was lying on the bed reading a book, as expected. Semyon. Slacking again? Actually, yes. But anyway, I wanted to ask you something. She stared at me and I hesitated a little. Maybe I shouldn't be so straightforward about everything. It was like my internal firewall had triggered. I just could not tell the camp leader that I had seen the cat girl today. Maybe I got quite used to hinting at something, avoiding straight questions, lying and keeping words back. In just 4 days. I guess I've been doing that my whole life. Olga, I was at the dinner. Spoke with Nick, and he told me a legend about a cat girl that supposedly lives here. He also said that you would know more. Why do you need to know that? The camp gave me a piercing look and stood up. Just curious. I like stuff like this. I tried to smile, but it didn't seem to make things any better. We have a completely normal camp. Sure you do. Completely normal. I don't even want to imagine what you call unusual. I suppose something with zombies and maniacs. A nightmare on Sovyonok Street. Yes, I understand, but Nick said that you visited this place before. Yes. The camp leader was thinking about something. However, there is indeed a legend that somewhere in the surrounding woods, a strange cat girl lives, sometimes stealing food and small items from cabins. She is afraid of people, and if someone accidentally sees her, she runs away. That was quite different from what I saw this morning. That girl was more like watching me, studying, trying to understand, but was not afraid at all. And you, have I seen her? Ogo interrupted me. No, I haven't, but I was quite close to doing so several times. Bottles, milk, tooth powder, plenty of things disappeared from my cabin sometimes. Mysteriously, disappeared without a trace. I had completely forgotten about the fact that all pioneers here do not actually exist, and just listened attentively to the camp leader. I was curious where this stuff had disappeared to before, but in the end there was no evidence of her existence. She smiled as if implying that this conversation is over. And if there was, why are you so interested in this? Who wouldn't be interested in stuff like this? Though I still had many things to rack my brains for. I don't know. The camp leader thought about something for a second and then returned to her usual mother of all camps state. Well, it seems like you decided to become completely laid back. Do something already. She paused and stretched herself in a way that wrinkles that shouldn't even be there at her age came out. Hey, yo, go on, get down to business. She sighed and went out. All in all, no one from among the peers has ever seen a cat-eared girl. They'd only heard legends, quote unquote. Well, I should probably find her. I had already recovered from this morning's shocks events. Existential thoughts have by now stopped pressuring my brain, so it was possible for me to take a reasonable position, more or less. It was necessary because I had a lot of questions. How did I get here? For what reason? Why? And where is this here? And the cat girl is the catalyst for it all. But I didn't want to start theorizing about parallel worlds, aliens, experiments, and the afterlife again. I was fed up with this after just my first few hours in this camp. Perhaps I just need to put aside the theories and look at the physical reality. And even if I assume that this world exists regardless of my will, and I have to live here, my arrival here is inexplicable. It's more worthwhile to concentrate on my studying this world and analyzing possible events which may happen to me here. I'll do that until the opposite is proven. Until then, let's just assume that I'm stuck here. What a long haul, if not forever. I sighed and closed my eyes. My conscience slowly started to desert me, and soon the whole world faded into darkness. Hey, yo, my nigga. Yo. Yo. And again, before my eyes, like an endless carpet, the road, surrounded by woods and fields, goes ever on. The bus is going somewhere, leaving behind everything I knew, loved, and hated. An unfamiliar girl is leaning over me and gently whispering something in my ear. I'm actually interested in what she's saying, but I can't hear her. I'm just watching everything from the side and can see everything except her face, and hear everything except her words, and feel everything except my own life. Damn, poet. Wake your ass up, boy, punk ass. I woke up feeling like I was suffocating and began greedily sucking in air. My breath soon went back to normal, and an intolerable thirst came upon me. But what was that dream all about? And who was that girl? These questions again. Maybe I've already died and gone to hell. I'm 17 now. I'm still healthy. My brain is in an excellent state. My energy is at its peak. I might try to achieve something. So you're 17, is that what he says? But what had prevented me from doing so before? Was I really older back then? All right, Lena pulled up. Hi. I raised my eyes reluctantly. We haven't heard this track before. I don't think so. and stared reluctantly and stared through her for a few seconds. Hello. Hold on. Cook. Cook, Sergey. Cook. Hey. She stopped and looked away and blushed. Well, never mind. May I have a seat? Sure. Lena perched herself on the edge of the desk chair. What are you thinking about? Trying to understand the laws of this world. And how's it going? She asked seriously. Not too good. Perhaps they're beyond human comprehension. Then maybe you shouldn't bother. But what should I do? I just have to. And really, why? Does it happen to be some vital urgency? I don't know. Seems that nothing is up to me. It looked like Lena wanted to say something, but she didn't. And you probably came to see Olga. Yes. I mean, no. But to be honest, what is it? Sometimes I feel that way too. What do you mean? That nothing is up to me. I looked at her attentively. I was sitting with downcast eyes, nervously toying with a handful of field flowers. They were yellow like the fervent rays of the summer sun. Well, you know, these flowers, for instance, they were growing just for the sake of it. And then I ripped them out of the ground. And that's all. She was literally about to start crying. Oh my god. It really didn't fit my picture of Lena. Well, yeah. To be honest, I really don't know what to say. Well, so are we. We are ripped out. And then... Okay. Cook, you were kind of cooking with that. She got up abruptly and rushed in the direction of the square without saying goodbye. Oh, she's crying. She's bawling, bro. Indeed, Lena was like the other pioneers. Seemed to be real. Not a figment of my imagination. Not a doll, not an NPC. A few hours ago, I was sure that I am the only person who exists here. And possibly that cat-eared girl. I wish I could find her. I'm in a state of like a spiritual deprivation, and all my senses are working properly. But I still have a painful need to know why I'm here. I really sat here the whole time. The night slowly descended onto the camp. Dinner went by without me, and the camp leader stopped several times by the desk chair, trying to tell me something. I was already in another world, the world of my cage with the key, bound by a Gordian knot to Area Dane's thread. Go to sleep. What are you doing, bruh? What are you doing? Go to sleep, bro. What are you doing? I was sitting and rhythmically knocking and trying to accompany him. Suddenly the bushes rustled around me, and a squirrel with a nut in its teeth climbed onto the tree. It must be hurrying to meet his family. Okay, let's skip all this shit. Let me guess, this nigga gonna run into the cat girl. At the night, on the night, at the night, da na 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 na. Sorry. Y'all can read, right? I'm getting tired of reading. I'm gonna stop until I close my eyes. Okay. Hey, yo, get off of me, nigga. Alright, y'all. Alright, we're back. Next day, next morning type beat, or it's 12 p.m., but who cares? Who cares? We're on our own timing. I quickly opened my eyes and saw her in front of me. At first, it looked like a dream or hallucination, but a sudden gust of cold wind brought me back to reality. Okay. The strange girl was sitting and sprinkling sugar on a mushroom. They grow better this way, she said with a serious face. Ooh, I uttered with difficulty. The mushrooms? Who else? Mushrooms? Yes, mushrooms. Why do you need those mushrooms? To eat, of course. Why else would you need mushrooms? The girl pouted. I just didn't know how to start a conversation with her. And I'm sure that that thing which looks like a strange girl with the animal ears had brought me here. And making friends with a higher being wouldn't do much good. Do you have more sugar? She asked suddenly. I don't know. Why do you need it? What do you mean, why? I told you. For the mushrooms. They grow better that way. Despite everything, the girl looked totally normal. Of course, you often don't see a human with animal ears and a tail, and they actually looked real. But apart from that, I could bring some. I don't know why I said that. Maybe I just wanted to earn her trust. As long as mind reading wasn't one of her abilities. Alright, that's alright. No need. There is enough. Good. And? What? Why did you come? What does she mean? Come to this glade or come to this camp? Or into this life? My head was about to explode from existential thoughts. Just a little bit more. And everything would become crystal clear. No, the answers and the understanding, it didn't appear from thin air. The safety device just cut in. Caution. Doors are closing. No more people will fit in the train. The next stop is... The train was gone, and I stayed on the platform without any luggage, wearing a light jacket in the minus 20 degrees Celsius frost. I was just having a walk. The words echoed hollowly in my head. I felt like a Viking from the Middle Ages who stands alone against 100 enemies. No doubts, no regrets, only an iron will to die hard. I see. The girl answered without much interest and went back to her work. It was you, back there in the bus? Me? She replied lazily, without tearing herself away from the mushrooms. Why did you bring me here? I didn't bring you. Then who? I don't know. But were you in the bus? I was. And? What? Yelling at her was dangerous, but I couldn't help it. Bro, you don't have to yell at her. What? What? Answer me! Did you ask something? Looks like this conversation doesn't bother her at all. Who are you? She looked at me in surprise. I am me. Okay. Where are you from? I don't know. I've always been here. What do you mean, always? This nigga is high. He is on the methamphetamine. What do you mean, always? You must have come from somewhere, no? I don't know. I doubt for a moment that this is an omnipotent being from before me. What do you know? Oh, the light got lighter. I know how to make supplies for winter. She smiled with the sweetness and ease. What supplies? Why'd it go that back down? Damn, you changed the opacity? Well, you know, for the winter. It could get cold. I've never seen the local winters though. How come you've never seen them? If you've always been here. I don't know. She looked at me intently. Anyway, you're boring as hell. Damn, nigga. Me? Yes, you. How do I bore you? Your stupid questions. Stupid. Well, I was dragged out of my usual world, brought here, and now my questions are stupid? You expect her to understand that, my guy? Yes, she calmly replied. So what questions would you consider not stupid? Where one could get sugar, for example. But I vouch to help you. In the canteen? Where else? Plenty for you to steal. You're well known for doing that, I've heard. I do not steal. The animal-eared girl was outraged. I am borrowing it. Oh, bruh. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. It comes back anyway. Comes back or not. I don't care. I want to understand how and why am I here? Selfish ass. You think she gives a fuck or even knows? I want to go back. I'm not interested in that. Exactly. Semyon, you taking the L. The girl stood up and shook herself. But I'm interested. If you're not the one to blame for everything, then you must know the answers. Someone should know them after all. She looked at me intently and laughed. You're funny. I completely lost my temper. Stop mocking me. You? I'm fed up with you. Why me exactly? How am I worse than anyone else? I never asked for anything quote-unquote fun as all this. Leave me alone. I didn't bother anyone. I didn't hurt anyone. What did I ever do to you? Get lost. Let me live in peace. My whole body shivered. My blood pounded in my head like a cannon. Everything went dark before my eyes. Have you blown off all your steam? She asked quietly. I was about to smash her.
Hey, yo!
Whoa! Yo! What the f***? Where the f*** does this energy come from? I don't even know her age and you trying to smash. This nigga a male podcaster. At least I'll check if she's flesh and blood. Bro, are you like trying to hurt her just because she doesn't understand you, my? Alright, let's go. Where? You'll see. Okay, of course she would probably know something, but still. The way you go about it is crazy, dog. The girl gestured me to follow her and went into the depths of the forest. After some time, I started to suspect that we were walking in circles. Finally, I decided to check it out and put a candy wrapper in a noticeable spot. Indeed, we soon passed it again. Wait, I didn't dare to grab her hand, so I tried to stop her verbally. What? Where are you taking me? I said that you'll see. But we're walking in circles. So what? What do you mean, so what? You won't get anywhere by walking in circles. But you said it yourself. You were just having a walk. Ooh, hold on. The girl seemed strange, illogical, even arrogant. As if she takes pleasure in mocking me. I'm not moving an inch until you explain what is going on. Okay. She stopped and leaned back against a large tree. I was just bored. It's the same old stuff all the time. All the time. But recently, lots of new stuff happened, and now what? Now I can talk to you. She smiled. And you couldn't do it before? Well, I certainly could. Maybe. So what happened? I don't know. Then why do you think that something has happened in the first place? I've got a feeling. A feeling, eh? I gave a helpless sigh. Maybe she's just a lunatic that escaped from the local asylum and not omnipotent being. Come on, let's get serious. Come on, let's get serious. Okay, fine. The girl looked at me intently. Who are you and what's happening here? I don't know. She answered with the same expression on her face. And who knows? I don't know. Alright, I'm going to sleep. I had no strength to talk about it, to listen to her nonsense, to walk in circles in the forest. Even if she knows the answers and she could return to me to the usual world and all, not today. Just enough for today. If I stay here one more second, there won't be anyone left to return. Good night, the girl said nicely. That's all? What else do you want? We're going to sleep. She's right. Okay, do you at least have a name? Name? Yes, a name. I don't know. And who knows? I don't know. Okay, and what should I call you then? I don't know. But a person. Every single thing in the world should have a name. There's no other way. Bro, why is Simeon acting like a kindergartner? Like, bro, like she clearly is like just as clueless as you. Just get with the program, my nigga. She looked at me uncomprehendingly. All right, then you'll be Yulya. Okay, Yulya. I don't know why I chose that name. Maybe it was just the first thing that came to my mind. Fine. She smiled merrily. And now I have to go. The girl flicked her ears and disappeared into the forest. I slowly dragged my feet back to the camp. Now it looked like I was in some sort of tragic comedy. The higher beings cannot be idiots. With the development level of a kindergartner. Can they? You have the development level of a kindergartner. Though it is possible, they don't perceive the world to be the same way we do. I'm so exhausted. I couldn't fully comprehend everything that happened to me recently. Answers could be right before me. I just need to stretch out my arm. It could be that saving stool, which would help me reach the key. And how could I be so calm in such a situation? Maybe I'm just tired. Dead tired. Alright, we're back with it. Olga waited for me at the doorstep of her cabin. At last! And where were you wandering in the dead of the night? I looked hard at the camp leader. I wonder, is she real? I don't have a single doubt that girl, Yulya. She may not be human, but she exists. But what about Olga and the other pioneers? You know, I saw that cat girl. Sure, of course. She chuckled. Well, you don't have to believe me if you don't want to. I don't want to, and I don't believe you. It's your choice. I said in a tired voice and pushed my way into the cabin. Simeon, tomorrow. I didn't hear the rest of her words. There was only one thing to understand. Whether anything is up to me or not. Should I desperately keep reaching for that key? Or is the cat girl the answer I've been looking for? Maybe the only thing left to do is to understand? No one ever said that the clue will be written straightforwardly in your own language. Maybe I always knew those answers and I just had to comprehend their meaning? What if everything is real and I am just dreaming? Dude, this nigga just yaps all the freaking time. Okay, man, we get it, bro. You're in a matrix. Hurry up. God dang. Just yapping no jutsu. I was woken by a hellish noise in my head. I turned out to be an alarm clock. Having found its button with difficulty, I turned it on. Olga, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Why so early? I sat in the direction of the other bed, opening my eyes. But there was no one there. The camp leader must have gone somewhere already. I rose with difficulty and looked myself over in the mirror. A common pioneer, nothing more. If someone showed me photos of the local residents with me among them, I'd never recognize myself. The sun shined brightly outside. Nature seemed to laugh at me. I slowly walked to the washstands. I met only a few pioneers on my way, who were obviously in a hurry. Strange. Where are they going at such an early hour? The cold water refreshed me a bit, and all the memories of my last few days poured into my head. Well, I should find Yulya and try to be very polite and proper this time. After all, you can't even understand a fellow human being when judging him by your own worldview and ideas. Then how could you talk to something completely alien? Why should aliens or catgirls follow the same moral laws and draw the same logical conclusions as I do? We don't think of anything of killing a troublesome mosquito, so why should they pay any attention to me and my small problems? Though it could all be totally the other way around. And Yulya may not be guilty in this. Hey, yo! What the f is she doing? I see you. Yulya reluctantly left her hiding place. Come on. She snorted, pounding. Are you watching me? Yes. Is that not allowed? Well, it's probably allowed. I wanted to talk to you anyway. Really? Me too. What about? I wondered. Something strange is happening here. Strange? What? I don't know. It's just everyone's behaving differently than usual. Something has happened. First you, then all the others. What are you talking about? I don't understand. I don't know. I just feel it, and when I feel something, it always happens. Yulya looked downcast and even a little afraid. At this time, she totally doesn't look like any other kind of higher being. Okay, let's investigate it together. No, no one should see me. Come here in an hour. Until then, sounds of heavy steps sounded from the road, someone running. I turned around and saw Slavia approaching. Yulya disappeared into the forest as expected. Hi. I smiled. Yeah, hi. She looked really nervous with her cheeks blushing, eyes sparkling and braids all messy. Simeon, come with me. You'll see for yourself. What happened? Slavia's face wore such a pleading expression that I decided not to argue. She grasped my hand and dragged me to the square. The entire camp was probably there. Okay, what the fuck is going on to make her look like that? As we turned the last corner, I looked past the crowd of pioneers who were staring in the direction of Genda, and there was... what the fuck? What the hell? Civilization? What the hell? Genda, is this your doing? In the distance, where before there was fields and a forest, a city slowly started to appear. At first it was faded, like it was made of smoke. But then it became more solid, as if emerging from a fog. Sky City, I thought at once. But strange or not, there was nothing special about it. Just a normal city. Plenty of those in the territory of our vast country. You could call it too normal, almost boring. A city you would never pay attention to. Okay, we get it, it's a f***ing city. How the f*** did the city get here? Bro, after one thing and another, this shit is just getting confusing. Even a cat girl is not that strange compared to this. Slavia kept squeezing my hand tightly. Pioneers whispered around us, as if afraid to speak in a loud voice, afraid that the illusion would disappear, or even the opposite. It would become more real, crushing the little Camp Sovyonok beneath it. The city stayed in place, like a white cliff rising above the valley. But wait a minute. Binoculars. According to my estimations, there was 2 or 3 kilometers. There were about 2 or 3 kilometers to the city. So if I wanted to understand something right now, then I need binoculars or a spyglass. What the f is a spyglass gonna do? I ran to Olga. Do you see that too? Yes, of course. She replied as if strange. So they're seeing this weird shit. I need binoculars or a spyglass. The camp leader stopped watching from a faraway city for a moment and looked at me uncomprehendingly. Binoculars? Yes. Go to the cybernetics club. There should be some. I darted off and rushed in the direction of the club's building. Hey, pussies. We got cities, bruh. Tee up, motherfucker. Nick and Shirk were tinkering with something as usual and looked like they knew nothing about the weird stuff happening in the camp. Binoculars, quick! I shouted, trying not to lose my breath. What is it? Haven't you seen it? Ah, damn, you're sitting here with your robots like owls. Do you have binoculars or a spyglass? I pronounced each word slowly like a caveman who just had learned how to speak. Can you calmly explain what this is all about? No time to explain. Give me the binoculars and hurry to the square. The young cyberneticist didn't keep arguing with me, and in a minute we were standing with the rest of the pioneers as I used the binoculars to carefully examine the city, which appeared from God knows where. At first glance, there was nothing special about it, and it gave me an impression of being from my time, the beginning of the 21st century. Ad boards, satellite dishes, pompous shop signs, modern cars. Give those to me! The camp leader snatched the binoculars from my hands. Yeah, because in the time period of Sovyonok, they don't have any of all of that shit. So, is that your world? How the f do you know? I turned around and saw Yulya standing next to me. You said no one should see you. Yes, but she was lost in thought. No one sees me right now. Pioneers didn't pay attention to the strange girl with the cat ears, too occupied watching the far-off city. How the f they would still not notice at least? Whatever, I'm not gonna question logic in this game. Do you know what it is and why? No, she answered after a short pause. There was nothing like this before. Nothing at all. And what was there? Well, you came, then left, and came again. And what did you do all that time? I told you before. I was preparing supplies for the winter. I totally couldn't understand. What does Yulya really not consider this situation even a little bit strange? Or is she just that good at role-playing? However, who would need to put on such a show for my benefit alone? I'm nothing but a guinea pig in a cage. I don't believe you. You should know something. Semyon, I turned to the camp leader. I have no idea what all of this is about, but it looks very strange. We should call the police. Oh, here we go. Olga reacted in the usual way, like a normal person would in such a situation. I turned back to Yulya to triumphantly inform her about it, but the cat girl had already disappeared. What can it be? The camp leader said quietly, not addressing anyone. I didn't know if I should tell her about myself, about the future, about traveling to the past. Go ahead, nigga, you're already in Weird Town. How do I know that city is really from my time? Could it just be another illusion and the behavior of pioneers is a part of it? And what if it isn't? I didn't manage to say anymore. Cool, cool, Ugly shouted, appearing from nowhere. Let's go check it out. Oh yeah, they must be expecting us. Wait a moment, we should think it over first. Lena came up to us, but didn't say anything. What do you think, Semyon? Slavia asked and stared at me, as if expecting an immediate answer. And actually, why should what I think about it matter? What is the difference between me and them which makes me all-knowing? What does it matter if I am new to this world? The things that are happening are as obscure to me as for any other local. I have no idea. Indeed. Let's go and see for ourselves. It doesn't seem to be too far. But it's dangerous. Isn't sitting here dangerous too? Lena said shyly. The pioneers and the camp leader looked at her uncomprehendingly. Well, I mean, if that city has appeared so suddenly, then something else could happen too, and she seemed to be getting completely confused, and so she stopped talking. Well, she is right, Elisa said in a lazy voice. I certainly don't understand what this is all about, and I am not going to just sit and wait until something else happens. So, if no one else is going to... And me! Ugly interrupted her. Well, what then? What if it is just an illusion? Then we don't lose anything. I was surprised by the locals' urge to find out the nature of this phenomenon, because before they had avoided any conversation related to my appearance in this world. Maybe it's a riddle inside of a riddle? Like two enclosed spheres. We are within a shell of the outer one. Everything is clear for them, but alien to me. And that city is just the intersection of the two spheres. I think we should go and check it out. Olga shyly objected. What if we were already dead? I had to motivate the others in some way, but I hadn't decided to tell them about myself. How's that? Dead? An expression of terror filled Lena's face. I am not talking literally, but anything could happen. We can't tell for sure what is going on here, so any theory has to be considered. Lena started crying, and Slavia tried to comfort her. It's even more fun that way. And here is Ugly, for whom even death itself may not be a good reason to act calmly. We should go in any case, Elisa said cheerfully. I turned around and looked at Shirk and Nick. Well, we better stay here. Try to measure it. Make calculations. To fucking do what? Niggas acting like they're about to prepare for D-Day. Like, bro, I didn't actually expect any help from those two. Prepare everything you may need. Olga started to busy around. Flashlights, warm clothes, walkie-talkie. Do you have a walkie-talkie in the club? She addressed the cybernetics. They nodded in the affirmative. In a half an hour, the investigation team gathered at the square. Me, Elisa, Lena, Slavia, and Ugly. I was given quite a heavy backpack, packed with warm clothes, flashlights, and some other necessities, and in my hands I felt a short wave of walkie-talkie. Well, you know, I dropped the backpack on the ground and looked at the camp leader. I am the only man here, and you immobilized me. Everyone should carry their own share. Facts. The girls hesitated. First one to come to the backpack was Ugly. She took a flashlight and a warm jacket, grousing. Look at them gender expectations. Then the rest of them followed her example. I didn't expect such boldness from myself, and expected even less for them to agree without question. Even the local pioneers may try to behave logically in critical situations. After a couple of minutes, we were at the camp gates. I hope you understand that I can't go without you. I can't go with you. I have to look after the others, and that's all right. You don't need to explain. I didn't count on Olga's help, especially there was some truth in her words. Good luck, and don't forget that you have the radio. Okay, we're going. The summer scorched us mercilessly. The warm sweater and the bag seemed kind of a mockery. I would give it all the flashlights and even a walkie-talkie away in exchange for the camp leader's Panama hat and a bottle of water. Why didn't anyone think of bringing a water flask? That is kind of an L. Oh, there were less and less clothes on Elisa with every passing minute. Let's have a rest. I slowed down, shaded my eyes with a palm, and looked in the direction of city, which was to the right of us. Didn't seem to be an inch closer. What the fuck? Why not head straight to it? Ugly sounded annoyed. How's that? Straight through the forest and the fields? I don't mind. That would even be better than making detours. It would be quicker to go by the road. Look, it makes a turn there. Slavia tried to reason with her. Do as you wish. Elisa flopped down on the grass by the roadside. I'll take a break. We settled in a small shade of a bush near the power line. I took out the binoculars and looked at the city. The multi-storied buildings still shine in the distance. Why aren't we getting any closer? Or is it the heat which is creating optical illusions? A nearby bush rustled lightly. I turned around and saw a pair of cat ears sticking out of it. Wait, I'll be back in a moment. Having walked around the bushes, I gestured to Yulya to follow me, and only after making sure we had enough distance from the others that they wouldn't see us did I speak. Interesting sentencing. So, are you watching us? Well, of course. I'm interested too. I see. You surely don't know what awaits us there, do you? Surely don't. She smiled. You have no idea why we don't get any closer to the city? Actually, I do. Yulya replied calmly. Why then? Because you can't leave this place. I sighed heavily as usual and leaned against the lone tree. Maybe it's the right time to tell me everything? She got lost in thought. It was different before. You came, and then you left.
And you came again.
And even if you went out so far, it was all the same. And that city is your world. Why do you always refer to it my world? Because it is not of this place. Yulya was exasperated. And what is this place? Can you be any clearer? I certainly wasn't mad at her. It seemed to me that the cat girl wasn't hiding anything important. But she just did not understand the questions or did not know the answers. I don't know. Alright, let's do it step by step. How long have you been here? Always? Always is too complex of a definition for a human. Though you are probably not human. I was lost in thought. And what am I doing here? You were always here, too. How is that possible? Did I duplicate myself? Because I don't remember anything like that. Well, it is you. And it's not like it's not you. There are many of you. I mean, this makes sense with, like, Semyon's doppelganger from Semyon's endings. Maybe this is like a time loop or some shit. And you are the only one? I am the only one. Yulya smiled amiably and waved her toe. One for all my parallel selves? Something like that. So are you like omnipotent? I didn't manage to find a better word for it. I don't know. Do you have any supernatural abilities? Can you fly? Throw fireballs or teleport? I can't make supplies for the winter, she answered in a serious tone. Let's consider that a no. And what is the purpose of all of this? I don't know. If I was rather calm at first, then after all these I don't knows, I started to lose my temper. You know, Semyon! Slavia shouting. I turned around and when I looked back at the place where Yulya was standing, she had already disappeared. There you go again. I gnashed my teeth and went back to the girls. We had been walking for several hours, but the city was still in the same place. It wasn't even getting a meter closer to or farther away from us. I told you we should go straight to it. Shut up. I don't understand. Could it really be an illusion? Lena, who hadn't uttered a word before, said, no, even an illusion in the desert disappears if you get close enough to it. Probably. So what now? Alisa said, outraged. I'm sick and tired of this place. Let's go back. Go if you want. Nobody's stopping you. Slavia snarled at her. Everyone looked at her in surprise. It was really strange to hear such things from the role model pioneer. Why are you always so unsatisfied with everything? You don't like it. Get your ass back. Ooh, put the foot down, girl. Like I asked you, Alisa said uncertainly. Well, she's right. Lena cut into the conversation. I'm fed up with your whining. Okay, fueling the fire is not going to help anyone right now. Ugly got scared and hid behind me. Oh, you're just here to look better at someone else's expense. Sure, it's easier to stand out with me in the background. Oh, trust me, you won't be able to stand after what I'll do to you now. Hey, yo! Lena rushed at Alisa, but Slavia stood between them. Hell no, let me go first. Damn! They gon' body this bitch! Stop it! Ugly yelled in tears. I had no idea what to do in the situation, but I couldn't let them fight. Hey, yo! However, I didn't have to interfere. Yulya jumped out of nowhere and got between the girls and hissed in rage. It shouldn't be like this. This is not right. You must not act like that. It is not your purpose. The girls jumped back. Alisa squealed. Slavia adopted some kind of fighting position. And Lena was holding a knife she pulled from God knows where. Where the f she get a knife at? Who are you? What is it? I couldn't tell if she was addressing Yulya or me. Wait, I stood between them and the cat girl. I could explain everything. It's like I'm making excuses. To who? And for what? She should explain everything. The girls relaxed a bit. Well, have you all heard the legend of the cat girl? So, this is... Yulya kept on hissing, but more quietly. She knows, Slavia said coldly. She knows what this city is. She knows everything. I know nothing. What the fuck is going on, bruh? Yulya confirmed. Did you ask her properly? Alisa stood up and cracked her knuckles. What the hell are you doing? Stop at once. First the bus, the camp, then you, then her. Now that damn city. I started yelling, gritting my teeth. Sparks probably flying from my eyes. Enough is enough. I've had it with the damn uncertainty. Either you explain what is happening here, or I won't move an inch from here. Kill me if you want, I don't care. Do you think I could put up with anything? That I would pretend that there's nothing happening and I understand nothing? Regardless of what you do, I don't care. Everything has a limit. Okay, Semyon, you acting like a crybaby bitch, bro. Like, you in this parallel weird-ass world that you don't even know why you're there. And you gonna expect this girl to tell you everything? Like, what if she doesn't tell you? Like, what you finna do about it? Cry? Instead of complaining and bitching, why don't you figure out what the fuck going on? Why don't you just start pushing towards that instead of just...
Where's my answer? I want my answer. I want my answer.
It's like, bro, calm the fuck down. I finished my speech more calmly and haven't lost my breath from yelling. Hey, yo. The blood hammered in my temples. The world had become darker for one moment. Then next, it painted itself with the unimaginable colors. The girls looked at me with surprise and even with fear. Yulya stopped hissing and looked indifferent to everything around her. Alright, could you turn off this lame-ass music? I declared and started to walk along the road in the direction of the city, which moved a step further away from... For every step I took, no one followed me. Hey, yo. The sun started setting beyond the horizon in the city. Still visible in the east, was little by little being absorbed by mist. I couldn't tell where it really was located because the fields were disrupted by the force. The buildings still rose above them as if the central element of a diorama. The city stood mute, as if hovering over the world, looking down with silent reapproach to my trivial attempts to reach it. According to my calculations, I walked more than 2 or 3 kilometers. Blah 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 blah. Ah, screw it. I sat down on the side of the road, raising a little dust from the storm from the ground, which covered me and made me cough. Tears filled my eyes. Oh, baby, about to cry. When I opened them again, Yulya stood before me. There seems to be advantages to being a cat. You move much faster than humans. Where are you going? She asked, paying no attention to my words. I'm going right there. I waved the hand in the direction of the city. But why? Where are the others? They went back to the camp. I see. They going to leave? That's crazy. So why are you going there? Because I got lost in thought. What else is there to do? What will happen if I just sit here? Nothing. That's what I mean. Yulya looked at me intently and sat beside me. I would like to help. She suddenly said in a quiet voice. Then help. I don't know how. Tell me about that city, about this world. Why am I here? How do I get back? She said she doesn't know my bro. Well, I mean, it's always like that. You come to the camp in a bus, spend a week here, and then regardless of the outcome, everything repeats. And there are so many of you, and they're all different. What do you mean different? Not like you. You're the only one like this. That's why I could talk to you, and the others just don't understand. So we're in a time loop. I think that's what it is. I think we're in a time loop. Because like she said, you come back over and over. And in some distorted reality or future, all the endings that we're going through, like one of our doppelgangers are just like, I don't know, like they turned evil or something, or like they appeared in one of the endings for Semyon's ending, right? And it's like, and we're kind of stuck in this time loop and we can't really get out. And maybe our future self is kind of like, yo, we're giving you hints that you'll get out of the time loop or something. I don't know. I'm trying to make some sense out of this. What they don't understand. They disappear sometimes. Yulya kept talking, ignoring my question. That's the way things should be. I have no idea why, but they should. They do not return here after 7 days, but then new ones come who are just like the previous ones. Everyone is the same in the beginning, almost the same. The differences come after some time, especially when they have understood that everything should repeat itself again and again. Does that mean that I am destined to walk in circles too? I don't know. This time it's different. Why does it all happen? Who are those others? She looked at me. They're you. What do you mean me? You and all those others. She growls, then trying to find the right words. You are all the same. So are they clones of me or something? What are clones? Copies. Like 2 identical mushrooms you prepare for the winter. There are no 2 identical mushrooms. Yulya said seriously. Imagine that they are identical mushrooms. Maybe. I don't know. God, this is a nightmare. I put my head on the trees and closed my eyes. We sat in silence for several minutes. I really wanted to understand what was on Yulya's mind. After all, even if she really knows nothing, then she should at least have some thoughts about the things that are happening. Okay, what should I do? I asked in a serious tone. She looked at me uncomprehendingly again. What would you advise me to do? I don't know. What would you do in my place? Me? In your place? That would never happen. Yulya laughed loudly. You are you and I am me. Just imagine, you have your mind and then you should have an imagination. Well, I wouldn't change anything. Why not? Because it is the way of things. It's better and less troubling this way. So it is less troubling to sit in a camp and wait for the endless repetitions? Yes. I couldn't agree with that. I just couldn't. As long as it is in my power to change something, or even just try to, I have to act. I rose up from the ground and marched forward towards this distant city. The visible crimson rays in the far sunset. It's nighttime. It's nighttime. Oh no no no. There's a city backdrop. The road took a sudden turn at last. The buildings, which were just rising above the trees before, disappeared from my sight, and the country landscape in front of me was replaced by industrial suburbs. Bro, you know it's kind of crazy that they left him. Like, how you gonna go back to Olga knowing that you left a nigga behind, a pioneer behind, bro? Like, have you no shame? It was dark already. The scattered bright stars filled the sky, the still visible from where I stood, but disappearing above the city, which was full of distant lights from windows and street lamps. A silent dark night reigned behind me. Yulya walked in silence beside me all this time. Why are you here? I asked quietly. I have to be with you. Why? It's strange. The city was always on the right side, and now it's in front of us. She ignored my question. Not much stranger than everything else. I walked about 10 or 20 kilometers, and it is still so far away. Far away? We may never reach it. I stopped and tried to imagine what awaits me there. Is that city similar to my home one, or is it like an architect, or like who lives there? Or did I come to the conclusion there are any people there? That it isn't just an illusion, but one of the lame tricks of this sick world. Even Yulya says that she's seeing all this time for the first time. Hey yo? Suddenly the walkie-talkie still had with me made a nasty sound and agitated voice of Olga. Semyon, do you copy? Semyon! Now you wanna say some shit? After a moment I pushed the button and answered. Yes. Semyon, so much is happening. Come back at once. What? What is it? What happened? I asked without much interest. The camp leaders, the pioneers, the whole camp was far left behind, not just dozens of kilometers, but much further. Everything that happened in the last few days lost any meaning, like a nightmare you start to forget. And then there was only real world in front of me. I had no choice but to believe that when I reach the city, everything will end. Semyon, hurry! There's no time to explain. It's a disaster. The static grew stronger, drowning out the camp leader's voice. Well, good luck! That's what you get for leaving me. Will you go? Oh yeah, Yulya asked, agitated. Where? Back there? No. Why would I? But, you want me to go back? I don't know. What do you want? Really, what do I want? To get to that city, what I've been doing the whole day? Or something more global to escape from this world? And what if something bad actually happened back there? That thought sent a flash of pain in my head. Something happened to Slavia, to Lena, to Ugly, to even Elisa. Why is the question would I care not bothering me now? But yes, I do care. I got so much closer with them recently and I had gotten used to the life of the camp. What will happen to the city? Would it disappear as suddenly as it appeared? What if everything went the way Yulya described? No, I should not allow it. The walkie-talkie hissed, but I didn't want to turn it off in case I heard something again. So, what have you decided? I had to make a decision. Okay, so I was waiting for this moment. God damn, all this reading. Let's save. So they said that we gotta turn back. We can't keep going. But of course, we'll see what happens when we we could probably play and see what happens if we keep going. But let's go back. Okay, so this is how we get the ending with Yulya, I guess. Turn back. Okay. I forced myself to speak. What? Yulya was surprised. Okay, let's go back. Weren't you expecting this answer? She smiled cunningly. No, why would you think that? Because you always say that everything repeats itself after 7 days, and I can't get out of here. So we'll check it out. Oh, check it out? Shouldn't we check out that city for starters? It's up to you to decide. I looked at her intently. Something seemed to change in Yulya, but I couldn't understand what it was exactly. I've already decided, I mumbled. Then we should go. The cat girl made her way across the field in the direction of the forest with confidence. Hey, wait! Where are you going? It will take less time. Less time? Started spinning in my head furiously, merging into one, which probably wouldn't be a pleasant one. So all this time? I caught up with her 2 strides and grabbed her tail. Did you know all this time? That I could go straight here without wandering for a whole day? Yulya hissed and bared her teeth. I let go of her tail. No! I mean, I might have known, but you have nothing to do there. In that city? Yes. Why? I don't know. It shouldn't be that way. It's not right. I can't explain. I just know. Is she supposed to be like an oracle? Like supposed to be someone who guides us to the right path of our future or some shit? It's the only explanation of her being. I turned around and looked at the distant lights. I wonder, could things get any worse? It is not that everything is really bad right now, but what if that city doesn't disappear? And that's happening at the camp. What do Olga words mean? Should I still hesitate? Oh my god, all this talking, go! God damn! Alright, let's go. We walked through the forest almost all the way, crossing forest edges and fields just a few times. Yulya seems extremely satisfied with something. Would you explain what is happening to you? Everything is just so unusual. Because it was not like this before and everything repeated itself after 7 days? Yeah, I've heard that already. She just smiled in return. What if something happened back at the camp? Look! The camp gates were visible in the distance, beyond the trees. We started to walk faster. Okay, it was clear that something was wrong, so Yonuk seemed abandoned. Hey, yo. We assumed the pioneers went to bed, but there was no lights except for the street lamps. Why isn't Olga waiting for us here with the biohazard squad? She said on the radio something happened. A strange anxiety overwhelmed me at once. I looked at Genda and there... The city! There's no city! Yeah, it's gone. Yulya seemed to be surprised too, surprised for real. So I didn't jump at her with questions. Having reached the camp leader's cabin, I stopped for a moment in hesitation. Images of possible events flashed before my eyes. However, I quickly pulled myself together. This is just some nonsense. There was nothing to support the idea of this science fiction story turning into a bloody thriller. So when we decided to go back, everyone disappeared. There was nothing to support the idea of this science fiction story. I determinedly pulled the door handle and entered the cabin. No one was inside. Well, no point in staying here then. I rushed to the cabin of Ugly and Elisa. Without a dwelling thoughts, I knocked on the door. Only silence responded. I walked around the cabin and looked in the window. It was empty. That doesn't mean anything. They might have gone somewhere. Ran to the canteen. Maybe everyone decided to have a late dinner. Really? A late dinner, my n***? However, the door was locked. I went back to the square and dropped onto the bench, exhausted. Running enough, maybe? Yulya, who had followed me in science, asked without much interest. Well, true. Why did I start panicking? Well, I'm hungry. I'll go look for something to eat. I didn't object, and in a moment, Yulya silently disappeared in the night. It's either some stupid prank, which was hard to believe, or everyone really has disappeared somewhere. I'd gotten used to this camp and its inhabitants, and now, such a twist. I'd more or less adapted to my new circumstances, and now something happens again. I cursed and covered my face with my hands. I probably would have sat like that for like several months, minutes, and until tears started to flow, but... Hey yo, my eardrums were almost broken by a loud noise. I sounded like a thunderclap. But where did it come from? There wasn't a cloud in the sky. Hey the f***, yo! I put in my eyes and saw someone in front of me. There it is. You, I uttered, stammering. The thunderstorm rumbled in the clear sky. The lightning flashes obscuring the face of the man standing before me. Why the sad face, Simeon? Who are you? I shouted. Calm down. You don't have to get so tense. Nervous cells don't regenerate, you know. My first thought was to run, but my body didn't respond to that idea. The lightning was still flashing brightly, and there was no chance to see the pioneer's face clearly. However, I was sure that I had heard that voice before. Who are you? I asked in a quieter tone. Perhaps you have more appropriate questions? Where has everyone disappeared to? They have played their parts and we don't need them anymore. Parts? What parts? There are parts. And what about the city? What city? I wasn't sure that whether I caught a trace of surprise in his voice, or I was just hearing things. The city, there. I waved my hand in the direction of Genda. Ah, you're talking about... He went silent for a moment. It's your fault. I don't understand. It's because you don't try hard enough. Pioneer raised his voice. You just need to think. Just think. How long you been here? 5 days? 6? Or 26? 6. Probably. Oh, 6? Why 6? Are you sure about 6? Why are you sure? Because you counted the number of dusk and dawns? Or is it because you looked at the date on your mobile phone? I don't know. The pioneer before me lost his temper. I had no clue what he was talking about. So maybe this is not Semyon. Maybe... I thought they were saying this looked like Semyon in the Semyon ending. I forgot. Okay. Let it be 6, he said calmly. And haven't you been here before? No. Are you sure about that too? I don't know. Just don't do that. I had no idea how to react to his words. That he just said a slur to me, man. I know some of y'all would be saying some hard R slurs in that type of text. I'm good off that. Something inexplicable, terrifying, and maybe dangerous. But I don't remember. Why do you have to remember? He fell silent, seemed lost in thought. However, you really don't remember. Well, I'll tell you then. I could hardly hear his words through the sound of thunder. My eyes were getting teary because of the flashes of lightning flashes, but I was afraid to even blink and give this pioneer a chance to disappear. He might really tell me how I turned up here. This is not the first time you've been here. I don't know how many laps you've had, but it doesn't matter. But why? I don't remember anything. You should not remember. You should not. He shouted. Sorry. I decided not to interrupt him. Yes, it is not your first time here. He continued in a calmer voice. But this time is special. It will be the last one for you. I couldn't understand what his definition of the word last was. Will I get out of here and return to my normal life? Or does it mean that I'll die here? Well, that's my only opinion. He went silent for a long time. I decided to ask a question last. How do you know all of this? How? Let's say I'm your brother in misfortune, and... The explosion sounded nearby. It seemed like lightning struck a tree just a dozen meters away from me. I instinctively covered my head with my hands and fell beneath the bench. I don't know how long I was lying there, but by the time I slightly recovered from the shock, the thunderclaps had stopped. Okay. I opened my eyes. Yulya was standing there where the pioneer had been standing before. So you have met your colleague. She smiled and offered me a hand. Shocked, I didn't know what to do but kept laying down. How long are you planning to stay there? I stood up with difficulty. Who was that? If I have to choose the lesser evil, then I'd rather would trust Yulya than that mysterious pioneer. Well, how should I put it? She got lost in thought. You know, you are not the only one. To be more precise, you are the only one here, but there are more of the same camp. Lots of them. And there are more of the same you. A lot of them. I didn't understand a thing. Some of them can appear in other places, like this pioneer, for example. So you knew all that, but didn't tell me? You didn't ask. I've been asking what the fuck is going on for the last... Bro. Maybe she is the problem, Yulya. Semyon, maybe I doubted you. My bad, bro. She shrugged her shoulders. Should I be afraid of him? I don't think you should. Although, should I or should I not? My anxiety grew. I doubt that he could take a physical form, but you should be careful with him. Now you're talking in terms that you know something, but you won't say it. I received so much information at once that I would need I would need more than a week to comprehend all. Though, all that keeping in mind, I understood that this information doesn't explain anything at all. So there's lots of people like me. Yes. How did I get here? I don't have an exact answer for that question. Just know that it is you who came here. Just one person, to be more precise. Yodo now looked like that strange girl with the animal ears who was sprinkling sugar on mushrooms. She was the exact opposite. There was confidence in her eyes and even some arrogance, and no sign of her earlier childish infantilism. Who are you then? Me? Yes. Honestly, I have no idea. I said it with an open mouth. How's that? You have no idea. The only thing I remember there is you, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we get it. You're confused. You don't know who is who, what is what. Can we move on? And you don't know who you are? Bingo. She laughed. That's impossible. Well, I wouldn't understand amnesia, but all powerful beings can't have it. And who told you that I'm all powerful? Are you not? I'm actually capable of nothing. I can't interfere with the natural flow of events. But you didn't know or see. I know a bit of something. I saw a bit of something. And well, you know, I had no idea how to put the question. Nothing. Usually 7 days pass and one of you leaves the camp. We spoke before about this. Spirit's weird. I don't know. That can't be possible. You told me so much and you think I'm hiding something from you? No. I said exhausted. Guess I shouldn't doubt her words, at least for now. Maybe they don't know. Can't rule out that possibility. I don't think they do. But what is happening to me now? Anyway, it's dinner time. You need to go look for something. I didn't find anything. I had no time. Lightning came back. You sat down at the table and looked at me. So, what? Dinner. Guess about what? I yawned. The time was long past midnight. By the way, how did you open the canteen? You got to have the skills. No need to continue this topic. Maybe it's better to go to sleep. Cook now. She said in a dictatorial tone. Me? I don't see anyone else around. Oh, okay. I slowly walked towards the kitchen. Because all the talk of food, I suddenly felt hungry. Carton eggs in the fridge. I called out to Yulya. Hey, how about scrambled eggs? Well, maybe. I started cooking. Nigga, that's it? Just eggs? Alright, I don't need the ASMR sounds. Yulya will protect you. How do you know that? Okay, hold up. Show me what else. Grated cheese, mayonnaise, salt and pepper. I don't know about that mayonnaise, but everything else looks solid. Salami, there you go, some protein. Loaf of bread, okay, hold on. Get a little sandwich then, my nigga. Soon we were sitting in silence eating scrambled eggs. Yummy, yummy. Nothing special, ordinary bachelor style dinner. I never tried anything like this. Probably better than mushroom and nuts. That's enough. Yulya answered angrily. When we finished dinner, I said, tell me something about yourself though. You probably have nothing to tell. Probably. How long have you been here? I don't know. A long time. Are you mostly human? Well, very likely. Then how can you be several places at the same time? It's hard to explain. This is just boring. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but like, it's not like I'm like completely tired of reading. It's just like, it's just boring. Like, and I've noticed this like throughout the chapters. I feel like the way they do things and condense their content, it's just like, just feels like fluff. I don't know. I feel like there just could be a better way to like do all of this, because it's just not engaging to me compared to like any other visual novel game. I don't know. Let's go swimming. Oh boy, we still gonna have a sex scene? Okay, wait, I'll go get my swimming trunks. Yulya seemed did not hear me. She started to undress. What? Are you gonna swim like that? Yes. Anything wrong with that? I turned away right this time. Aren't you sorry? Shy about who? You? She laughed. You know what? I turned around and Yulya was already in the water up to their neck. Come here. I said nothing bad would happen. I'm staying in my underwear. I dressed him with the it's cold. Move around when you get warm like me. Damn. You gone red. Of course I am. Next to me is a naked girl, or at least a female humanoid. And that's enough. Yep, there's a sex scene. Well, I don't know if they are gonna have it. I don't know. I turned around at the same moment I felt Yulya hug me. So this is the part of your program? I understood completely. Not understanding what me if I couldn't in my head. What? Well, it's, you know, I suddenly realized being hugged by a naked, omnipotent being was able to exist in multiple realities. Sometimes my brain overloaded. Okay. Hey, yo, something between the... What the... What the fuck are you talking about? So she's saying things that she doesn't know where it come from. Probably, most likely. She probably has memories of the past of something, but she just got amnesia. What the f did I just see right now? Guys, I can't show you, obviously, but what the f was that? That was so random. That was so random. Why did you... Do y'all have to have a... Alright, whatever. You know what? This is a fan service game. Never mind. I brought the sleeping Yulya to my cabin. She was surprisingly light. Put her on my bed beside her and closed my eyes. Attempts to get to sleep failed. But a terrible thirst. Okay. You had no other choice? So you put dick in her, all up in her stomach? That was a choice? That wasn't a... That wasn't... Man. I'm going crazy. I'm going stupid. Was that even a real sex scene, or they just put it in there because they wanted to put it in there? Okay, the Pioneer's back. So it's you again. Who, me? At the sense I'm not the only one that you already seen. I understand. There's so many if it's going to calm down a bit. Oh, whatever. Besides, I said I know you getting back there. So how you were getting it on back there? Okay, so it did happen. Give me the heebie-jeebies. Like the situation is the suppression you caught when you're caught doing something so intimate. Bro, I want to skip this so badly, bro. Let's end this shit, bruh. Yeah, we want to tell you it's not nice to spy on people. You're upset. No, why would I be? And what has that cat-eared one told you? She has a name. I've got a strong attachment to. Bro, you had sex once and you already like. All right, bro. Yulya. He started to laugh like on a horse on mat. Who gave it to you? Or you probably. Fine, tell me what you want and get lost. Okay, your majesty, don't be angry. He bowed awkwardly. The sight was so grotesque that I even shuddered. So what was this so-called Yulya to you? Decided there was no point in information that I found out recently. Okay. Interesting. So it's like deja vu. In my misery. Okay. Okay, I am reading. Hopefully y'all are reading. I'm sorry if anyone hates this. Like, I am just so tired of reading, bro. Marry you? For what? Okay, it comes. So that's all it? Okay. She's not gonna be there unless it's just like the other endings where she comes in as like a regular human but a different person or some shit. I don't know. Okay. Okay, so he wakes up, daytime. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is different. Pioneers main at terrifying sight. So we're at the bus scene now. Who are you and what do you want? Yulya shouted just as I regained my senses, stood up from the level to watch us. Hi, Simeon. We decided to get back home too. I mean, I don't think anyone's going back home, I'll be honest with you. The chorus of voices fill the buses. We'll keep you company. I didn't know what to say. The strangers have been... okay. I asked you a question. Seemed like Yo-Yo was able to speak clearly. Not surprised. In the end, she would still say extraordinary bearing. I repeat, we're just going home. His voice sounded frantic. Are we bothering you? Bothering. What do you want from us? Nothing at all. Nothing. I don't believe you. There's a reason for you to be doing all this. It's just your imagination, animal. Maybe I'm an animal, but what are you? A ghost? A shadow? Maybe, but ghosts have their rights too. You have to get the hell out of here. You shouted so loud that my ears ring. I guess we'll stay. I said maliciously. How do you mean all this? You have to drink the ass. Simple creator to like the mind of it about it. Okay, bro, can we speed this up? I'm trying to end this shit. Okay, so our actions broke the cycle. The cycles to be precise, all of our cycles. Our chance that we can leave the camp in 7 days and on 8th and we get back in the bus. Okay. Then don't return, just die. It's not that simple. Why would we have a sense of self-preservation? Okay. Let me go. I'll take him down. No need. What can you do to him? What good will it do? She looked at me surprised and sat down. So what? Are you suggesting we don't do anything and just wait? What can we do? I don't know, but we shouldn't be just sitting. I've learned one thing for sure in this camp is very little up to me. Okay. Okay. Hey, yo. What the fuck is this shit? Hey, is the GOAT soundtrack in the background? Okay, we've known each other for a long time. Who are you? I am you. Did I die? No, nothing like that. The voice sounded calm, as if speaking to an old friend. What is happening to me? You have reached the end of your path. What path? You have managed to leave the camp. Yes, I remember. Camp, so you know, blah, blah, blah. Where is Yulya? Yes, she's right here. I looked around and there was only emptiness sound. I don't see her. You shouldn't see, you should feel. Wasn't tense at all, recovering from anything. I don't feel anything. You just have to remember. Okay. Okay. So is this literally kind of the same ending as the other endings, but just very similar, just a different way of the outcome, I guess. This seems like this is probably the ultimate ending, because right here it says, of course, Miku, Masha from the other life, she was truly precious to me, maybe coming back to the most small episode. So is he like regaining all of like the endings that he's went through with the other characters, and then kind of like realizing which one's like important to him? It's still sad that I will never see Yulya again. You certainly will. Her voice sounded in my head. Where are you? I'm right here, like he said. You knew? No, I only understood when we came here. Are you okay with that? Won't you miss me? Of course not, I will always be with you. Do you remember your promise? What promise? That you'll always be with me. Yes. Don't ever think to break it, I'll be watching you. Alright, I won't forget. Then you just have to make a choice. I felt Yulya disappear but vanishing in the labyrinth of my mind. Well, it's time. I close my eyes tight. Okay. The fuck? My eyes were struck by the bright sunlight. Nothing surprising about it at all. This is summer at all. I recently started to notice that I have something like a split personality. Those are just the voices. You need to be in the white suit in the depths of the asylum, bro. So what the fuck is this? Choose Lena, choose Slavia, choose what? What happens if I choose all of these? And I gotta save this shit. Turn to the other side and I saw bright sunshine in my eyes. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. She replied. So now so with this ending, you get to pick any girl and they'll be with you? Choice. Did I even have a choice? Okay. So look, I don't hate this game. I don't think this story is ass. I just think it could be just way better developed is what I'm trying to get at. And I've been saying this consistently in all the other endings, so I'm gonna say it again. There's just something about it that it could be better written cohesively as a story. That's really what I'm trying to say. I don't hate this. It makes sense, you know, this whole thing. Do we got it completely all figured out? I'm not 200% sure. You guys probably know more than me, so maybe I know. But I'm just assuming that this is all like, I don't know, him meeting Yulya kind of like break the paradox. I don't know. This dream that he picks and he has, it like, I don't know. It comes to fruition to whatever girl that he picks. Also, this is fucking lazy. Like, you just gotta switch their hairstyles. Y'all niggas can't switch the bodies. I guess the only thing else we could try is like, let me see. Damn that Sylviona. There's no camp, there's no pioneers. Doesn't really matter where I ride. My priority is to get out now quickly. I'll go forward. Shrugged my shoulders, trying to express the minimum interest. Yulya stared at me for some time, and it took a couple steps forward, as if inviting me to follow her. Well, where are you going? Seemed like I followed for the rest of the time. I was almost sure that I reached it, then I heard sounds of a car horn from behind. Bus, Icarus, approached us fast, cutting through the night of the darkness with lights. I stepped to the roadside. That's... Yulya wasn't around. She managed to appear and disappear so unnoticeably. Bus slowly stopped next to me and the door opened and... Olga stepped out. Semyon, why did you come back? I asked you to. I could have asked you the same thing. You said a disaster had happened and now you... Okay, she said suddenly, get on the bus. Get on the bus. What? And what about the city? That's where we're going. To see for ourselves. I hesitated. On one hand, it would be faster to go by the bus, but the road should lead to the city. On the other hand, the extra cap leader seemed strange. We're going the same direction for the long time being anyway. Okay, I agreed and got on the bus. And Chris went in the direction of the mysterious city. It was too slow in my opinion. I was so tired that my eyes started to close. And what about Yulya? Did I just leave her alone there? Looked like all the pioneers have been in Sylviona and got into this bus. Maybe she wanted to say something to me. Regardless of my struggle with Morpheus, my loud snoring in the back seat, a couple of minutes. Everything is over now. Or not. I want to get up, get badly and fall asleep, but exhaustion and reason. Okay, so this is probably the bad ending. Okay, who's at the door? I made it interested to 2 leaps and pulled on the door handle without even looking at the peephole. Okay, who the f is it then? Fuck no. How the fuck? Who the fuck? When the fuck? Bro. Girls stood in front of the door. How the fuck is this possible? Girls from the camp. Something had changed about them. I didn't remember every single detail of their appearance in the dream, but how was Slavia's hairdo? And ugly seemed taller. Ever since, okay. The girls seemed not to be surprised at all. Hi, Slavia said happily. Why are you standing around like a dummy? Exclaimed Ugly. How do you... Words got onto my tongue. I couldn't form a sensible question out of them. I had so many things to ask at once. Calm down, girls. You shouldn't shock a person like this. I remember Lena once. Remembered our life after the camp. And Slavia, that conversation at the night bus stop. And Ugly, and our encounter in the university. And Elisa at my concert. And even Masha in the other world. But how? Yeah, well, yes, to cut a long story short, Elisa started to speak casually. Don't be so surprised. Did you think you were the only one? And so have Yonok. Okay, so in this ending, I guess you break the cycle of like, or being stuck in Sovjonok. And now when you do, you kind of like remember everything and everyone finally gets to like live their life in the normal world, I guess. And I mean, that's what I'm assuming what's going on here. But why is it specifically tied to Yulya's ending though? Like, why is her ending in specific cause this like severance and break in like the whole time loop thing? I don't know. Yes, in Sovjonok, you weren't the only one. We were there too. But how do you all together here? The point is that every one of us had our own camp and you had yours. And I mean, in ours, you behaved differently. Slavia sounded awkward. Really differently. You chased me with that cake and I barely managed to escape. Turned out we remembered everything you stood and they were not just dreams. So is everyone else's endings their version of like Semyon? And then Semyon's is like different? But wait, how is it? Only one day has passed. It's gone on much longer At first you started so too, that only I had dreams about this camp, but then the people there started to become more real and you started to. She sighed deeply. And those whores. Like, what explains Masha's ending? Like, how the does that work? It seems like Lena will start crying any second. Stop it, I already told you 1,000 times. It wasn't him, it was another Simeon. What is another Simeon? You see, there are many dreams, many camps, and everyone has a personal one. And in each of them, you behave different ways. Somewhere it is like that. She looked at Lena with sadness and went on. Many of your incarnations told us about the other camps and other versions of us. And we were just dolls there, playing preset roles. I am not some doll. Ugly was outraged. We got tired of that, of course, and we started looking for an exit. And one time, I got into Miko's world. Don't call me that, but I remember the camp was completely different there. We were shooting a movie, and what's the difference? In any case, the dream repeated. Well, we managed to connect the worlds into one for all 5 of us. From there, it was all in the bag. Elisa smiled and I recognized that smile. The only thing left was to find you. Find me? Why? I certainly wasn't against it. Everything fell into place at last. Soviona, pioneers, the camp leaders, these girls. What about Yulya? Who? Yulya, the cat girl. Didn't you see her? Yeah, someone did mention about something about that. That's how it is. Each of us had our own world, and you had many of them. And then we understood we were connected with reality. How did you understand that? The pioneer told us. I mean, you who claimed to have been in the dream for so long. Some weirdo. Probably gone completely bananas. I couldn't get everything they were saying straight in my mind. Okay, wait. I put all my thoughts together. And that camp was not a dream. Everything that has been going on for a long time. There were many camps which had me and you. But each of you had one and I had many. I don't understand. That's about right. Stop sulking. You're so boring. It was a lot of fun. For example, I never visited the Pioneer Camp. You probably hadn't either. Who was behind us all? And why? That's why we came to find out. But how did you find me? I suddenly felt doubt and even fear. Ugly pinched me at once. Ouch. Just in case you thought you were dreaming. It wasn't difficult. Your copies certainly be talkative if they wanted to. Or if you forced them to. Lena added quietly. So we first met in real life and then we came to you. Greet your guests. Unbelievable. My life turned upside down in a blink of an eye. I didn't remember this dream or dreams as girls said in full detail, but I felt too that the camp was something bigger than that. It brought us together in a first there and here and now. The only question of Yulya still remained. But might I know that answer? I just could forget. Just like I forgot many other things. Okay, I hope you tell me everything in detail. Sure, that's what we're here for. Well, come in. Don't stand on the doorstep. Tea, coffee, dance. I added, trying to calm down and come to myself. Lena's eyes glared. Alright, we'll save the dancing for later. Okay, and that's the ending. Harem Master level 80. Is that the Harem ending? Did I just finish the game? Hold on. Oh, okay, hold up. I think we're done, niggas. We're done. That was the Harem ending. Because I'm looking at this guide and it's like, yeah, go forward instead of turning back on day 5. Oh, shit. So the Harem ending is you get all the girls and you finally meet them in real life. But then, like, the cat girl ending is like you don't get, like, all the girls at once. You just pretty much get to choose them. And with these two endings, I guess pursuing these two endings explains everything of the game, I guess, in that sense. And, like, how in Soviona, you're kind of stuck in this time loop and you kind of have to find a way to get the fuck out. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, and I guess multiple copies of ourselves have finally, like, just, like, it just created, like, such delusions to the point where they started to overlap and we seeing future counterparts of ourselves interlacing into between other worlds in that way. So overall, you know, this kind of reminds me of, like, Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. I won't say too much, but something similar to that game, to that show, that anime, a great anime, my favorite anime of all time. If you guys haven't watched it yet, I definitely recommend it, but it kind of reminds me of what they did here to here. Although, in my opinion, I think they did it way better than what they did in this game, but still, overall, if I were to bar for bar, like even judge it, this whole game series off of just each ending alone, it still wouldn't like I feel like each ending should have its completeness, and the only completeness I've really gotten or like felt like it was there, like as far as like the characters well fleshed out, the story made sense, the story was interesting, was probably Lena's, maybe Slavia's, and then maybe there's these two endings where it's like we're finally getting explanations. In Semyon's ending, we kind of went through the same thing when we realized like, oh yeah, there's different versions of us. And I think this idea is not bad. Don't get it twisted. This idea of multiple universes and distorted futures and timelines is not bad. It just needs to be done correctly. And I felt like it could have been done way better than what they did in the game. And this is me not trying to be a hater. This is me just genuinely like trying to play the game and enjoy it. And it's like, so I don't know. That's like the biggest downfall with this game, is that it just doesn't like completely tie into one another the way that it thinks it does. Because if I were to just judge the game off of each endings and each of the separate worlds that Semyon's is going through, I felt like I just didn't feel as connected to these characters, especially Miku's. Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit going on with Miku's, but even Miku's, I'm still having a hard time to explain, like to understand stuff. Like we still haven't really, I don't know what to say. Like we still haven't really connected what's going on with Shurik. I were to assume that he's probably seeing different things that we're not seeing. I don't know, maybe he's going through his own world or imagination. And I'm specifically talking about when we meet him in the bomb shelter. It doesn't explain Miku's ending that very well, because we're to assume that like as soon as we went to the bomb shelter or whatever we went to a different alternate timeline where her name is Masha and now blah blah blah. But even if that's the explanation, it just feels like half-assed. It just felt like I still don't know who Miku is, or this character Miku. And like the most development we gotten from these characters is probably like Elisa or like Lena, where they had something going where you have this just a position of Lena and Elisa fighting between Semyon and like their love interest for him, but they don't do it in a captivating, interesting way where it makes it like worth going through the whole game again to see what happens if you followed Elisa. Because with Lena, it's like if you get a bad ending with her, she just like completely says, "F you, I'm out." And that was like the most development I felt in a while, because it like genuinely made me feel like, damn, like she really killed herself because you didn't interpret her feelings the way that she wanted you to do that. And we had something for Lisa, but it's like I still feel like there's just like, I feel like I could get more development from these characters. Everything could be less condensed when it comes to dialogue, because I'm sitting here trying to read this shit without falling goddamn asleep, bruh. I still don't like Ugly's ending. You and your mama could fight me about it, bro. I don't care. Justify a weird romantic minor relationship, which is weird. We saw a different side of Slavia, which was cool, but I just wanted to see more. And if they could have found a way to tie this all in, where it's just not a blob of confusion halfway through playing each ending, this game would be way better than what it could have been. At the end of the day, if I had to sum up my feelings in a score, and again, this score is not like legitimate, this is the ranking of the game, but I'm really feeling like a 6 out of 10. Like if I'm really to really like go back and see, how did I enjoy Everlasting Summer? Starting off, it had its moments. It was interesting to figure out what the was going on, but when you started going through the endings and start to realize a pattern, it was just, I don't know. That's overall, that's it. That's how I feel. Hopefully you're not too mad, but that's just my opinion on the game. At the end of the day, they're opinions, so that you could feel how you feel. If you genuinely love this game, bro, good for you, man. Now, again, like I said, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna have to increase that like goal hit to 20 if you want me to do that mod that y'all talk about, the 7 Days of Summer. Apparently it's way better than this, the game in general. So I'll be the testament to that if we actually play it. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Other than that, I think I'm done with Everlasting Summer, bro. It's been a ride, but I'm not coming back to this ride again, okay? That's just how I feel right now, bro. Either way, what do you guys think? What do you think about these endings? Which one is your favorite character? Which one is your favorite ending? Let me know if I missed any interesting lore points, or maybe I didn't understand the interpolation of the main story. Y'all can chat amongst yourself in the comment section if you want. I'm out this bitch. Shout out to y'all as usual. Thank you for supporting the channel if you're still here. Either way, y'all stay blessed, keep your head, stay strong, and I'm gonna see you when I see you. Peace.